everyone, and welcome to a special episode of the Untold. My name is Fatma Al-Audi, and I have Dajjal Hotari here. How
Thank
are
you.
you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Yes, this is going to be a special episode, dear viewers.
Yes, we're going to take. Is it okay that I explain it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Oh, okay. So we're going to take some scenes from previous episodes, and this is going to be a panoramic episode where we talk about the scenes and the guests that
We
of some of
previously
them. Of
had,
course,
yes.
not all of them, but we tried to fit as many as we could. So stay tuned with us for this episode after this break.
Okay, welcome back, dear viewers, from the break. So, are you ready, Fatma, so that we can show the viewers some of the guests and the episodes that we had?
Yes, let's get started with the first guest.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and right now we are here, me and Fatma, with Mr. Ali to discuss, I would say, the successful stories of yours, and briefly to tell us the significant achievements that you achieved within the range of bodybuilding and also to having a healthy lifestyle. So let's talk about that.
So when it comes to bodybuilding, first of all, I started with being obese, actually. I was trying just to lose weight. And then I found out that I have good genetics for the game. So it pushed me, gave me motivation and confidence to do it, as well as the friends that I have. I had a friend that wanted to compete and wanted me to prep him. So I was like, okay, if I'm prepping you, then why not prep myself as well? So that's what pushed me to actually prep for a show. And when it comes to changing people's lifestyles, I actually had experience, like I told you. I was obese, so I was trying to lose weight. So I have experience of that, and I was trying to just share it with other people and help them change their lives as well.
That's nice.
Interesting.
He's also a certified trainer, just to let you know.
Oh, yes, I was just going to talk about that. So you are a certified trainer from the National Academy of Sports and Medicine.
Yes.
And you are also a nutrition practitioner. How do you balance or integrate scientific research with your nutrition plans? How do you combine them for someone who wants to learn?
Because nutrition is based on science. Everything is based on science. Like everything you eat is basically energy. Your body needs energy. You try to consume that energy so that your body functions properly. So nutrition is always based on science. So using science for nutrition is basically
Okay. And
Key.
yes, and before that, you mentioned that you found out your body was genetically approved for the game. You said, I'm sorry, what was that?
yeah.
How do you know? And I don't know if it's only for men, for women. How do you know between men if it's ready or if it's going to be,
So
for that
it-
approach?
to find out it. Actually, you need to see two things. First of all, the period of time you need, or the how fast you can build muscle mass. That's one. Second, how aesthetic your muscle mass looks. Because a lot of people can build up muscle mass, especially while using pads nowadays. But the thing is, their muscles doesn't look aesthetic. So
Okay.
you want to build muscle mass fast, and then you
also
wanna
look good.
you want to have an aesthetic look.
Wait.
Yeah, there's
Hold
a
on, wait.
specific shape for the biceps, for the triceps.
I had no
for the
idea.
chest.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So genetics play.
You really think you guys actually do this, not just for, being strong, but also aesthetically to
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at a certain image.
Yeah.
I thought it was only muscles and it depends on the man's shape if the muscle is big or smaller.
No, no, it's not just about that.
Oh, okay.
You wanna have symmetry, not just big muscles. 'Cause
Okay,
sometimes
so
you can have big arms but small chest and small back, and then your body looks weird. Even if your chest is big, but your arms is so much bigger than your chest and back, then
you mean the
yeah,
proportionate
the
of it?
proportion
Okay,
of the
okay.
symmetry. But yeah,
I'm Ismail. Welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for being here. Mr. Amr, of course, we want to know all about your journey, but first, can you start telling us a little bit about what holistic therapy is?
Right, absolutely. So holistic therapy is, I'm not going to say it's new. I think it's been around for hundreds of years. But the way I look at holistic therapy is if we look at the body and its systems, we can say that there's about 11 different systems in the body. Holistic therapy looks at one system. So we look at your body as one and not differentiate between the systems because everything's interconnected in the end of the day. So this is kind of how I look at it, and this is how a lot of people in the industry also perceive it as well.
Wow, and is it different from traditional therapy methods? I mean, how is it different?
Well, obviously, you've got your conventional and traditional methods of medicine, so on and so forth. So in my field, we don't resort to substances. We don't resort to medicines. We try and find natural certain elements to help you recover or to help you improve your health. Those are some of the things that we try to basically focus on. So everything non-invasive, non-substance based, and obviously when the body is exposed to those kind of elements, it responds a lot faster to stuff like that. Obviously, modern medicine takes a very big part in helping us achieve a lot of the results. But at the end of the day, the body, sometimes everyone's different. And so this is what kind of holistic therapy is breaking down what works for you as a person and not trying to keep it as masses and trying to apply one method to one set of people, basically.
I agree that, Western medicine helps us, but I'm kind of leaning towards the holistic part. Is that normal?
Absolutely. I mean,
Yes.
because you feel sometimes that your body relates to it more. You can feel that, hey, this feels a little bit more natural, as opposed to sometimes, God forbid, if you have to take any medication, there's some side effects that maybe that might occur, so on and so forth. So usually with ours, it's very kind of low risk, and you don't really get exposed to a lot of side effects. Because at the end of the day, it's more natural, so your body really understands and responds to it.
And how did you first get into holistic therapy? And of course, how did you decide to become a specialist?
Right. Well, from a young age, I was born asthmatic. I had a lot of allergies. I spent the vast majority of my childhood in a hospital and doing doctor visits and going back and forth and medications, so on and so forth. So it was very challenging growing up, but at the same time, that taught me a lot of discipline. Do you get what I mean? So from a young age, a strict no is a strict no. I'm able to do this. I'm able to do this. So
Resilience, of course. Too.
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And so that also helped me kind of develop my mindset. But I got into it because I really want to understand how things work. So this is me and my nature. I like to know how things work. So when I was having all these ailments and I really want to understand how it works, obviously the doctors, they would explain it to you, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense to you. And obviously anyone that maybe has been doing some visits here and there, sometimes they want an explanation that they can really understand, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to them. So they want to explore more options. They want to understand more. So for me, this is kind of why I got into it. So from a young age, my dad, God rest his soul, bought me a Britannica encyclopedia back in the day when we didn't have Google and the internet. So I would read about certain diseases, I'd read about certain conditions, so on and so forth. I like to know how to understand how it works. So this is where my interest kind of began in understanding human health more or less. And obviously a little bit further down, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia.
Which is
Fibromyalgia is this condition where more or less everything on the inside is inflamed and you're living in constant levels of pain of 8, 9 out of 10. Some days I can't get out of bed, swellings.
wow. Are
yeah.
you serious?
Yeah,
This
for
is-
sure.
This is serious. I'm sorry. You don't look like you have that.
Yes, so I've actually
that-
reversed it myself.
Mashallah.
So I stayed with it for 9 years, from the age of 19 till about 28, more or less.
Yes.
And I was able, through different studying, different workshops and different academies that I attended, I've learned how to reverse it myself. And this is why this is kind of what it is that I wanted to teach other people and show them how to do it. And that's kind of the journey that got me into becoming a holistic therapist.
Dear viewers, so right now, Fatma, we have Yusuf and Najm with us. So, as we entered the studio, we were looking beneath the
was
table.
looking in that plant.
So probably we have some snakes or reptiles here or there. So
You don't have any today.
maybe. All right. So let's begin with you know, the very beginning of your story? Like, what sparked your interest in, you know, having these pets, the reptiles as pets in your home?
Well, it all started when I was 7 or 8, I would say. It started, I was watching a documentary about I think it was about the Komodo dragon. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, the Komodo dragon, yeah. So I was like, maybe I should have that in my house. And I was a little kid. I was like, can I have that? I was going to my dad, can I have that? No.
No.
Why would you want that? I'm trying to picture the dad. Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
have just asked for dogs, birds. I have
Dogs,
6
birds.
cats. It's okay to
Yeah.
have cats, right?
Yeah.
But not snakes, not, you know.
Yeah,
reptiles.
it all started with that. And then fast forward when I was 14, 15, I was trying to get a dog. And we were in an apartment and it was not possible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not responsible enough to take care of a dog. I'm only 14. So I was like, and actually, I was allergic to dogs, cats, and birds. So
Oh.
I really couldn't take care of.
Oh, that's a good reason.
Yes,
It is
that is a good reason.
That
yes.
answers our question, Did.
Yes. So I was, let me research other animals. So I went to reptiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, you know, normally people would be scared of reptiles.
Yeah.
Were you scared to own a reptile,
Yes.
even though that was your decision?
Yes, because I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into at
Okay.
first. I was like, I mean, I'm getting a lizard. I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess it's just like after you hold it in your hands, I feel like the fear a little bit goes away.
Okay.
What if it like bit you?
They did multiple times.
And it's okay?
I mean, it's not okay. I mean, no one likes to get bit.
Now, we're talking. I have a lot more questions. I'm trying to
Yeah.
stick to these questions. Who taught you how to hold the reptile, or the idea of the reptiles, or also how to take care of them? Because as you've mentioned, that was years ago, and maybe we didn't have much of, you know, internet search or, you know, these social media forums or platforms that teach us day by day stuff. So who taught you?
It all started with YouTube. I was looking up reptiles, how to take care of reptiles. I was looking at lizards. I was looking at snakes, and I started learning from YouTube. And then after that, I was going to a few events that's happening in Kuwait for reptiles, and then I learned a lot about other people that take care of reptiles. I learned from them, took their number, asked a few questions. Yeah.
And where do you get them from and all these, you know, basic
Yeah.
questions so
Yeah.
that you can get, you know, you can start.
Yeah.
Okay.
He took the number of the guys who own the reptiles,
own, yes, or-
not the number of the reptiles.
Oh yeah,
Our number.
yeah, that's what I was saying. All right, so when it comes to reptiles,
Yes.
as for any common like person who, you know, they don't have a knowledge regarding these species, so there is a specific, I would say, idea behind these reptiles, right?
Yes.
So most likely they're scary, they can bite,
Yeah.
they're dangerous, you can't have them at home.
Okay.
But what's the real deal behind it?
It's fascinating too.
Definitely, yes.
I mean, the ideology is false. That's first of all. Why is that? Is because, like, reptiles. I would say what I like is lizards and snakes. The lizards that I have are one of the most friendliest lizards in the world, and you can look that up online. And the snakes that I have they're actually very nice. I mean, at first I was really scared because I had the same idea about snakes, and then I took care of one, and
Wow, it
Yeah.
changed your whole perspective.
yeah, changed my whole perspective.
What's the names of the lizards? Like there's a
yeah.
different types, right?
Yeah, there's
Also for the snakes.
different types. Yes. What I have is a bearded dragon.
Oh, bearded dragon.
Yes. Yeah, I have a bearded dragon.
Isn't that
and-
the huge lizard?
No.
Yeah,
it's
that's the
not
one
that
that has the.
has a
It
beard.
actually has
It
a
has
beard.
a
yeah.
beard.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I have, and I have an Argentinian tegu.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it looks black and white,
Okay.
basically. And I have a bull snake, a gopher snake,
Mashallah.
a hognose snake. Yeah, a lot of snakes.
He got a
and other
list.
things.
Yes.
And all of them have names.
All of them have names.
All of them have
Mention
names.
some of their names.
Okay.
Like the bearded
Beard Dragon. I have Scarlet, Charizard.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Charizard.
Charizard!
Yeah, Charizard. Yeah.
Charizard, yeah. That's a
Scarlet.
perfect name.
Yeah. And he looks red.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
it goes
Makes
with
sense.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
it goes with
I have
it.
to
Yeah.
see that one.
Yeah,
why
it's just
not?
happy now, yeah.
Yeah, why
Since you're
not?
mentioning Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, among your 7, are they 7 reptiles that you have?
No. There are a lot more.
Okay. So amongst them,
Yeah.
who is your favorite and why?
I would say Charizard, actually.
Okay.
He's actually the oldest one. He's
Oh.
6 years old.
Oh,
I used to have him when he was 1. So he's been with me for 5 years now. Yeah,
wow.
I love him so much.
Okay, so we've seen the 3 scenes that we have from the episodes, and even though these were amazing and interesting interviews, we want to watch more interviews, and
Yes.
we want to show it to the audience.
Yep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are here with Dr. Saad Al Ma'sab. And Dr. Saad, how are you feeling today?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you
we're,
for being
We're so happy to have you here with us. Yeah.
It's
Yes.
my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you could please, as a start, tell us about your background and what got you into the family medicine.
Okay, so like about my professional background, I studied medicine, of course, and then I graduated about like 9 years ago. And then I got into Family Medicine Board, the Kuwaiti Board for Family Medicine, which I finished about 2 years ago. And I had a special interest in mental health. So that led me to acquire also a master's degree in the psychology of mental health. And I also am trained in psychological therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, which is used for depression and anxiety. And just recently, like about 3 to 4 months ago, I finished training in a form of therapy called compassionate inquiry. It is a form of therapy that can be used for counseling patients with physical and mental illnesses.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is there like a specific experience or story behind you taking that decision of becoming a doctor?
To be honest, like to be completely honest, when I decided to become a doctor, I was like 17 or 18 years old. So there wasn't really, I wasn't really too passionate about it. I graduated high school with good grades, and my family were very supportive at the time. They were very supportive of my decision going into med school. And since I was very young as well, they kind of planted this idea of me becoming a doctor. So I didn't really have passion before I got into medicine, but I developed the passion afterwards.
Was it also in the same, was it the wrong passion of the right field or the right passion of the wrong field when you were talking just now about getting into family medicine, and then you started appreciating, mental health medicine, let's say the field. Do you think you would go back and become a mental health professional?
Actually, I like what we do in family medicine, because in family medicine we adopt something called the holistic approach to health,
Yes.
which is based on combining the social, psychological, and physical aspects to health. And the holistic health is most well integrated in family medicine compared with other specialties.
Oh.
So I do acknowledge that I got into family medicine. I wouldn't like change my decision of going into family medicine because I'm really passionate about it actually. And I think it is easy to combine any other specialty with family medicine. So a lot of my colleagues who do family medicine, they have also special interests in other things like dermatology or sports medicine or geriatric medicine or mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, like myself.
It's very challenging, though, especially getting into any field of medicine. It is well known that it's a bit challenging. What are the
difficult,
challenges? Yes.
Always amazing people, learning new stuff every day with our guests. So basically, I always mention this. We always learn new information from our guests, and we hope that you, dear viewers, also enjoy and learn new stuff every day with Kuwait TV Channel 2. So basically, we still have more, so stay with us. Let's watch more episodes. All right, dear viewers, welcome back. And right now, me and Fatma, we have Hussein with us again. Luckily, now I got my chance to meet him today because previously I wasn't there. I was sick. So today is going to be interesting because we're going to get to know more about you and about your travels, about your social media.
Yes.
And specifically, let's begin actually with social media and what motivates you to continue.
Correct. Thank you for inviting me again on this beautiful show. It is always a privilege, and being second time on this show is more welcoming for the reason being that this is a very important thing. People remember KTV with lot of history, lot of reasons. There is many reasons people remember about KTV. So before we continue our interview, I just want to tell you one simple thing that made a huge difference, not only in among other people, but also in my mother's life.
Oh.
I wanted to mention this point in the last interview, but this I was a little bit nervous, but that I end up talking to you today is that if you go back in the years in 1980s, all the day, every day was busy because people were not, machines were not doing the things. So everyone
no
was,
social media.
yes,
Everyone
no
was
social
working.
media, nothing. So everyone was doing something or the other, and they used to spend their time end of the day and sleep and wake up again, spend the same routine. But there was one day in a week, people used to wait. And same goes for my mother.
For the movie night?
Yes.
Friday.
Yes,
It was
the
Friday.
Friday afternoon, every expat, my mother says that every Indian living in Kuwait, and on a Friday afternoon, you will not see them outside.
Yes.
For one reason being that KTV plays an Indian movie every Friday afternoon.
Actually,
Yes,
and
even,
that
even my family, they used to watch
Yes,
that.
yes,
So
us
it's not
too,
expat,
yeah.
by the way.
And
yeah.
exactly, and that created the fan of Bollywood, and that connected Indian people with KTV, and that is one small memory my mother always has, and she always talks about it whenever she talks about KTV.
That's
So
amazing.
it's beautiful.
Okay, so everyone, we want to welcome Dr. Huda Al Mahdi and her son Faris. How is everyone doing today?
We're fine. All is good.
Better than good.
Oh, that's amazing. Tell us about your educational journey. Okay, and what do you remember from studying?
Thanks for the question though. You know, I was
Did some vocational.
I studied in the vocational department in the Sman Model School, My favorite subjects of all time is English, art, and IT.
That's amazing. Art too.
Computer study.
Yes. What do you like about English?
English is a very important subject to learn about the vocabulary and to read the story and underline it.
Yes, I agree. And why do you like IT?
To help to help and fix, not only fix and to use PowerPoint or words.
Because you're using the computer, the internet, so it connects you to the world, and it connects him also to the information that he's looking for. Education for Faris was a struggle because, like in the beginning, because of his condition, when he first diagnosed with autism, it was not very well known. So it was very much difficult to find a kindergarten for him or a nursery to start with, and then a school with a certain curriculum that serves him individually.
Yes.
It was very difficult. And then he was in a school outside Kuwait. This was abroad. They had classes for, I would say, for special needs, for learning difficulties. And I was accepting. I just want him to mingle with students his age. And then he was in class. He was only, they keep him in English classes and art classes, music classes. That's what he really likes. But the others, he's having a one-to-one. But later on, when we came back to Kuwait, he was in Desman School, where he was in the vocational department, and he graduated when he was 21 years old.
That's amazing.
Yes. After that, if there was a struggle to find him a job. Autistics is not easy for him to get any job because of his challenges. And because he's a bookworm, so we managed to find a job for him in a library. But it was also difficult to keep his attention span. And he's unable also to work for 8 hours. And plus, because he loves to read, sometimes he leaves his job and he just grab a book and just sit
I mean, I would love to do that too, but I can't.
But it's a job.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. Yeah.
it's a
You
job.
have to, yeah. You
Yes.
have to maintain the hours. You have to, yes. I
That is
agree.
the
The
thing.
fact of the fact of the matter is that I like to go get a job, but the problem is I didn't like make a lot of noises. Only morning.
It's dealing with people. I mean, if he would get a job, it has to be like he's alone in a quiet room. And then you just give him a task that he really knows what to do.
Okay.
A very, very clear and obvious task for him according to his abilities. As for me, as you know, in my Instagram, I write stories.
Yes,
So
yes,
everyone,
I read them all.
Thank
Yes.
you. And everyone was in challenge, they encouraging me just to go ahead and publish them as a book.
Okay.
It's like a memoir or something. So one of the publishing companies, they told me, oh, you need to send us a Word document with each story. I have no times for this, so I gave Faris the job to print the stories for me, and I was giving him a salary for that.
That's amazing.
Working from home.
Yes. Now, Faris?
I agree.
yeah.
I always love to do a job around the house.
Yes.
All right, so that was the ending of our special panoramic episode. I really had fun,
We created a
going
memory.
back to
Yes.
down memory lane, as they say, and hopefully we will see you on another episode of The Untold. Thank you very much.
Thank you.